Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Sidekick Tarot. I'm Ryan, and thank you for being here. It's going to be a general reading for who you may be dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at Val333 Tarot, which is review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Whoa. Okay. Goodness. Okay, I'm going to push this a little bit right away, Taurus. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so right away, what they're showing me, Taurus, there's a lot that's been given to this overall situation. I feel like this is an energy of possibly combined investments, if not work, career, that type of thing. They're ultimately saying that everything has come to some sort of screeching halt. I don't know what has been completely stopped, kind of like in its tracks. At the same time, this is interesting because whatever has stopped has been put back on track. Something is clearing itself up here. So even though it seems like nothing's moving forward, it almost seems like, yeah, but it's still on track. Things are still kind of straightening itself out. And there is some type of new financial opportunity coming about because of this, which they do show up quite confident about. But yet at the same time, they're just not too sure exactly what to do regarding their time, energy, and possibly resources here. They themselves independently are kind of showing me something has stopped, something has opened up. At the same time, they themselves individually aren't kind of feeling as abundant or successful enough. They're working on it though. They're definitely working on turning things around. They have some sort of train of thought and as well as all these ideas kind of going, but even they themselves are kind of like they're trying to come up with some sort of plan here, but they're just not too 100% sure either. Interesting. What's that about? Okay. They're literally kind of like giving me this message of they just can't picture it yet. They just can't picture how things are going to move forward yet. They just can't picture it. But that's what's fascinating is it's almost like even though they're taken back by this a little bit, they just still decide to move forward with it. And it's almost like they kind of had to have that conversation or that moment with themselves to acknowledge where they're at. And then they move forward with it and they're kind of like, okay, this is actually something that is, worth looking forward towards. And they're all on board with making some sort of changes, like happily on board with making changes. Kind of like I feel like they needed a moment to process. Ooh, okay. Whoa. This is work. Okay, this is work. Yeah, more than happy to make changes. And it's almost like the equivalent of, I feel like there is something going on between the two of you, possibly work or finances and investments. it's almost as if they're making changes on their own, giving it some time to kind of see how things progress and move forward, which they are. And then it's almost like they're being real patient, but it almost seems and feels like they're being patient just to see if it's kind of like, okay, will I actually need some help with something? And I feel like there is this energy between the two of you about, helping hands, whether it's friendship, whether it's co-workers, whether it is a relationship, but I don't know. They're not really kind of showing me any type of energy about a relationship or a connection. They're kind of saying this is strictly about business right now. There definitely is the both of you working on something, though. Yeah. And that's what's interesting, is and that's kind of like, that's a whole other different energy. When they're doing it on their own, they're a little bit hesitant and unsure of themselves. But it's like, once the momentum gets going and moving forward, it's almost like that both of you are focusing on this together, which that causes them to feel extremely confident. It's almost like, okay, now there's a little bit of flow and energetic exchange going on. And then in turn, there is some sort of creative flow also being created from this too, to kind of help things, in a sense, energetically stabilize. This could be for the sake of a living situation or just an overall foundation. But something's definitely moving forward in a nice way. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Well, there you are, Taurus. This is fascinating. It's almost like the equivalent of, like I said, they're not showing me any type of relationship or connection between the two of you until now. It's like all of this energetically, and I kind of feel like this may be something that they're keeping from you. They might not be telling you this. It's someone that's like, no, I got it handled, it's all right. And then all of a sudden, it's like when the two of you get together and collaborate or work together on this, they're almost like having to kind of contain themselves and hold themselves back a little bit, because there actually is some sort of secret or hidden emotions of love towards you. And I feel like they're having that realization of like holding themselves back, and then it's like, here you are, and there's those emotions coming up. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I don't know what that's all about. Their energy kind of switches there for a moment. I'm not too sure how I'm going to word this, but they're ultimately kind of saying they feel like something was a huge loss. At the same time, they also are kind of going 0 to 100 quick. Something feels like it was a huge loss or difficulty or disappointment. Yet at the same time, there is this energy as well of wanting to try and take action wanting to take action in such a way where it's almost like they're wanting to kind of like give back to the connection that the two of you may have, or just in a sense give in general. But it's in such a way where it's almost like they can kind of see some sort of commitment or relationship with you. I do have to be honest here. They were going real straight and narrow from the start of this, and then at the end of this, it's almost like for some reason that emotion comes up, and for some reason it's almost like they switch gears here, switch mindsets, and there is a little bit of player mentality at the end of this. It's a little bit manipulative is what I'm getting at. But of course, if you are dealing with someone, which you clearly are, you could be dealing with an air sign, a fire sign, maybe an earth sign, and that is all. Goodbye.